What's up, boys and girls? This is Scyther4077. Welcome back to Deus Ex Mankind Divided. This is part 10. We're about to go see the psychiatrist. We're going to take these painkillers and we're going to take this credit chip. And I'm going to shut my mouth till this cutscene's over. Oh, and then we're going to go visit Smiley. So, I'll be back.
I appreciate you coming in to speak with me. And, well, I know you're probably getting this from everyone today, but I need to ask. Are you okay? I've seen footage from the train station, but being there must have...
Is that what this is about?
No, that was sympathy. This is a standard agent health interview to determine combat readiness. Here, I got you this from the dispensary.
You got me neuropazine? Look, Doc, I was caught off guard by a terrorist attack. Might have knocked some things out of whack, but it doesn't mean my body's gonna start rejecting my augments.
True, but traumatic experiences can kick a hornet's nest into the immune system. In patients with neuroprosthetics,
Would you believe me if I told you my body doesn't reject mechanical implants?
no. But my policy is for straight talk only in the room, so if you want me to believe that you're some kind of medical miracle, I guess I'll have to go with it. Please, have a seat. I've been looking over your file. There's some very interesting history here. Mind if we take a trip down memory lane?
Is this gonna take long?
It says here that you were with Detroit SWAT, but left in 26 to head up Seraph Industries' security division. David Seraph was at the center of America's augmentation debate.
David Seraph always attracted a lot of controversy.
Yes, I've seen some of his interviews. A firm believer in human enhancement technologies. I wonder if the incident changed his view?
Certainly didn't seem that way on the day.
You were with him then? In Panchea? When the incident happened?
Not at first. I was investigating the people responsible for attacking Seraph Industries. I was this close to exposing them when the incident hit.
You weren't affected?
No.
So how did you end up in Panchea?
I found out Seraph had left for the Arctic installation without me. I knew it was still under construction and most of its workforce was augmented. But by the time I got there, the damage had been done. Is there a reason we're dredging up the past? Because I don't see what any of this has to do with current events.
Don't you? Panchea was the fulcrum, Adam. For you and for all of society, everything changed that day. They dragged you out of the ocean and into a world that hates and fears people like you. Which actually leads me to my next question. So far, no one's claimed responsibility for the attack at Rizika. But with the human restoration vote coming, well, it's no secret Prague has become the symbol of legalized augmented oppression.
And the Augmented Rights Coalition is camped at its back door, trying to expose and resist it.
Most of the world thinks of them as terrorists. Augmented terrorists. If it turns out they are guilty, well, being augmented yourself...
How am I gonna feel? Doesn't matter what I think about it, Doc. I got a job to do. I'm here to prevent further bloodshed, which is exactly what I intend to do.
I hope that you can. Listen, Adam, I know these kinds of conversations are a pretty major pain in the ass. I really do appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. Thanks.
You mean I had a choice?
No, but the sentiment remains. I'll let the director know that I'm officially clearing you for the field.
Well, it's probably best if I get back to work, Doc. I'll see you around.
Jensen, it's Smiley. Where are you? I need that scan.
I'm on my way.
Hurry up.
You know
I
that
want
is
to get the
always
guys who did this.
Should our next session involve psychoanalysis? Things got pretty hairy.
Hey, how's it going? Do you have the scan?
Yeah, it's right here.
You're a lifesaver, Adam. seriously, Miller was in a foul mood when he left here. I don't need to give him another excuse to chew me out.
He left. Where'd he go?
Didn't ask, didn't think he wanted me to know. Did those state police jerks give you any grief?
It's like you said. They shot first, so I took care of it.
Oh, okay. Good. They had it coming.
So what's on the scan?
Oh, that. I have no idea.
What? You told me you found something big.
I didn't say I knew what it was, Adam. I said it was something that could blow this case wide open. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not buying this whole Ark did it angle. I believe what the evidence tells me. This DSD has all the answers we need, from the chemical makeup of the explosive used down to the material in the victim's clothing. I'm sure of it.
Okay, so how long until we're all sure of it?
Oh, it'll take hours to sift through the data, and I'm seeing Sonia later to apologize for any issues I may have caused with the state police. Plus, I do have other cases to work on too, Adam. I'll let you know when I find something.
You do that.
Take it easy.
Okay, I'd like to know why he was giving me an attitude like that. But anyways, you want to come down to the sewers, and I'll show you where it's at here in a moment. Because we're going to talk to this guy named Visnik.
I am here.
I'll take your word for it.
I was part of it. The hive mind. Inside the gate, I questioned what holds us together. Where? Why? Now this. Exiled from exile. I have been disconnected.
Disconnected? Disconnected from what? I don't understand what you're saying.
If there is a lack of understanding between my brains, may not always misfire like these. He did this to me. It's what it does. I can't force you, because I'm not like him.
Not like who? Who forced you?
Together, they succumbanize to him. Him, the opportunist, the savior, the rat. When I resisted, I saw. It made him fear me.
You've obviously been through something. Someone's harmed you. If you can help me understand, then maybe I can help.
Yes, okay. You'll be fine. I can tell. You'll understand. You'll empathize. Because what it really is he's just like us, but more. It's a cry for help. You'll pick up on that.
What's a cry for help?
The little mind thing. The persuasion. He's trapped by what he can do. Just like the rat. It makes so much sense now. Those most scared of what the world had become were most likely to cling to the first alternative. Now they're all insignaled.
Let me see if I got this straight. Everyone beyond the gate is insignaled to something. Like the rat.
Exactly. I'm glad we understand each other. Okay. Just remember, you'll only be able to confront him if he knows that you know that he knows. So, obviously, you'll need the name. The name. I'm not supposed to give it away, but I must. And then you must. Yes?
You're asking me to go beyond that gate, to confront someone who's harmed you, who may be harming others. I'm willing to do that, but I need to know more about what's happening.
He casts them close. He brings them away. You must find out how to uncotangle him from the others, to resist the mentality. They need to be eased out. Figure out what holds them all together, because it's not his personality. When you finally see Richard for who he really is, you realize it cannot possibly be that.
Richard, huh? All right. Let's go see what I've agreed to.
The Pied Piper is a rat. A rat!
Stranger, he should not be.
Outsider, he's not one of us.
Do not look at him. He will harm us. He cannot harm us.
He will behave himself.
He will be made to behave. Richard will know what to do.
He will listen to Richard.
Richard, protect us, Richard.
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 Come closer. Let me see you. There's nothing to be scared of. Everyone's worst impulses get checked at the door, yours included. I hope you understand the need for it. We preach pacifism here. Alternatives to terror. Don't want animals dragging in the mud.
Who are you? What is all this?
This is what the new freedom looks like. A collaborative elaboration of the imaginative experience.
An experiment of some kind.
We're beyond experiments. We're establishing truths, new models of belonging and community, ones in which people can actually live.
You were in a utopia. There's a man outside who... He asked me to come. He said you... The man outside.
I know what it's like outside, trapped between acts of humiliation and acts of terror, between resolutions and registry codes, the canned laughter, the scripted dreams. It's no longer a place for people.
I came because I thought something was... It's wrong. I had reason to believe something's wrong.
Everything is wrong. That's why we're here, bracketing out the terrors. If only in this one tiny corner of the world. Allow me to suggest something. A version of you. A version that strips away all suspicions, free of the sinister cells we cling to along the way. Here, you can be free of the injustices, the suffering, your own animal impulses. Finally, you can be human.
I don't know for a fact that you're doing anything wrong.
That's because I'm not. Unless you count saving these people. We live in a world of brutality, repression, exile. The Restoration Act is the single greatest human rights violation of all time. These people deserve better than that.
Most men who claim to be saviors,
You have a skeptical personality. It's understandable. You're a product of your time. No one's forcing you to stay.
You want me to leave? Like Visnik?
I want you to understand. The people who choose to be here, they are good people. And with my help, they have done something miraculous. They have found a better version of themselves, of society. Promise me you won't jeopardize that.
I didn't come here to jeopardize these people.
That's good enough. That's all I need to hear.
Okay, so it doesn't really make a difference on how you answer because you're not going to be able to answer how you want to. So I just took the shortest route. But anyways, you definitely want to collect, all these posters and stuff so we can move on with the quest. All right. Now, if you're unsure on where to find this in the sewers, it's underneath the Zelen Apartments, which is your apartment. Okay. And all you got to do is look for a place called Body Beer. And right to the right of it, you'll notice that there's two archways and you can take, and you'll see a manhole cover that you can go into. All right, but I'm still going to show you on how to get there, or you can just watch how I leave from here and go to. Well, I ended up going to the metro station, but I cut that out. But anyways, after here, we need to go to Palisade. But there's some pocket secretaries in here you want to pick up. You can read at your leisure. And I thought I missed what looked like a credit chip. Oh, no, it's not. It was just a label on a box that was underneath the skid. But there's another pocket secretary. There are no ebooks in this location, at least not on this floor. The only ebook that is actually here is in Richard's office. We'll get that there. We'll get that later. Okay. But, yeah, so what we want to do is we want to head over to, you know, Palisade. So that's where we're going now, because we pretty much picked up everything we could find. And there's Viznik, standing by, waiting for us. And by the way, I would hope that you have the rebreather by now if you wanted it. If you go straight, you can shut off the valve over there, which I already did. And there's a guy with dead guy with a pocket secretary and some other shit. Anyways, you want to make a left out of here, and then you'll see the ladder, which we're going to now, not ladder. Ha! Okay, anyways. See, I came through a different way. I ended up coming in here a different way. See, because in the next video, we're actually going to be finding a whole bunch of ebooks. And I'm going to show you a bunch of locations for some ebooks all throughout Prague. Oh, yeah. Might as well. Well, I'm going to shut my trap, and I'll be back after this cutscene. I'd shut myself out of it. But I'll be back.
I'm looking for Laborio.
It is me. You have come for the magic?
I'm hoping you can help me make sense of something. A strange encounter I had. A man hiding behind a screen in the sewers, surrounded by followers of some kind. His name is Richard. You used to be partners.
Richard is alive. You found him?
I'm not sure what I found, but I know I didn't like it. Richard had a way of depriving me. Things I wanted to say and do, but I couldn't.
I am so happy he is alive. Richard and I was sure that I should have known. Richard always said the show must go on.
There was nothing entertaining about this. What is he doing down there? How is he doing it?
I have not seen Richard in many years. We developed a show together, The Evolution of Stage Hypnosis Intensified Through Technology. Adapted versions of the Casey and DDE designs.
A social augmentation?
In conjunction with modern hypnotic techniques, something much more powerful than mere persuasion. The communal construction of an alternate reality. For 3 hours on a Friday night, we guided people into brave new worlds.
Why do you think Richard is doing this? What's his end game in trying to hypnotize people in a sewer?
I cannot say for sure, but after the incident, after the way things began to change, Richard said he was going to find a better place. I did not hear from him again. The loss of so many people that we knew, I believe it broke him.
He didn't seem very broken to me. More like a guru of some kind, with way too much control of the people in that room.
No, Richard is not capable of hurting anyone. At least, he was not before. He was an idealist, the kind of man who... The worlds we created together on stage, they were more beautiful than the reality.
The technology Richard is using to do all this, how does it work?
Binaural beats. Richard bounces his source transmission through a series of emitters that use targeted neural oscillation to stimulate specific areas of the basal ganglia.
Right. Let's assume I'm not familiar with that particular ganglia.
Richard is using a system of emitters that can intensify and adjust his frequency, his message, his intent. Imagine it. He can make the very soul of a transmission pierce into the brainwaves of his target audience.
I don't need to imagine it. I already know it's terrifying. These worlds you and Richard created through hypnosis, what were they exactly?
They were whatever people wanted, created together with the audience. Every night was different. After the incident, we were made to stop, treated as criminals. It was not right. People paid for their tickets and embarked on imaginative explorations. We did not hurt anyone. We would never hurt anyone.
I'm not sure that's still true for Richard. His audience now, I'm worried they may be trapped. Is that something he could be capable of? Creating a world and keeping people there indefinitely?
It depends on the personality. If someone is susceptible to the message, and if Richard keeps repeating it, it is conceivable.
Tell me how to stop Richard.
Richard is conveying a vision of himself, of themselves, of an alternate community they are building together. If it is Richard's goal to keep the people there, the only way to free them is to make them see through it.
Well, how do I do that? Last time I talked to him didn't go so well.
The signal he is transmitting, its effect is limited to a specific radius, to the room where the audience is, where the emitters are installed. Wherever Richard is must be outside of that room.
So if I get to him, I'll be able to say or do whatever I want?
Yes, but promise you won't hurt him, please.
I'm not promising anything. Something tells me if I do get in there, he's not going to be content to just talk.
There may be a better way. The emitters, they are somewhere in the room, yes? Okay then, so wait. You wait. Just wait 1 second, please. Wait for it. Wait for it. Where are you? Come to me. Shh. Pa. Wait. Okay. I think I have what I'm looking for. I think I have found what you need. Ta-da! They are scrambling devices, our failsafe whenever things got ugly. Attach them to the emitters and it closes the ability to amplify. Good night. Show's over. Your gods are but men again.
And that'll be enough to make the people in the room see through him?
I hope. If they have been exposed for a very long time, you need to help them to see. But please be kind to Richard. I don't know what he has become, but I know what he was. A decent man once, who simply believed that the world should be better.
We all believe that. But there are better and worse ways of going about it.
Yeah, right. Now that we got our jammers, we can head back to the sewers. And we're already back, you know, in the correct. There's Full Body Bear. Let's make a left. Go through the 2 arches. Make a bit of a right. Well, it'll show you the position marker by then. I mean, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding it. But, you know, just like if you're trying to figure it out in the meantime, just to find the quest to start it, you know, you can use this to be able to do that. Make a left. Go through the 2. And, of course, we're going to go back to talk to Richard. But first, we got to install those jammers. You got to be careful because there are turrets. So don't get your ass shot off because I almost did. Yeah, the first time I did this. Well, maybe actually the second time because I've played this a couple times. First of all, stupid podium. I didn't even get recognized by the cameras. But for one, I went the wrong way in the first place. You want to actually make a slight left and go like kind of pretty much where that camera is facing. But as you can see, you'll see where it's at because there's a turret that's actually facing down this hallway. It's stationary, and if you look up above, there's the first emitter. All right, so you just want to make just a hard left as soon as you get off the ladder. Then you want to go across the way. You'll notice a balcony over here, up there. Yep, right there. Yeah. So you go around the right. As long as you have the Eclipse Springer AUG, you should be able to get up there. Now, the emitter, you can do either one first. I do this one first because it's over by the behind where that turret is. And that's just up above, as you can see. And then the last one is like right next to his office, pretty much. Or near his office. Now, I go over here for a second because I need to duck. I need to make sure I don't get found out. So what you want to do is you want to go a little bit around to the right. Pretty much where you came in. Go, go, go. What are you waiting for? What, do you want to be seen? That's right there. On the right-hand side, up above. Once you get that, you can go right to his office. Now, the turrets are still active, so... Or no, you have to go to the podium. I'm sorry. And what you want to do is you want to do pity and then mitigate. And I'll be back.
He continues to cloud the room with questions, with doubts. He contributes nothing. He may say nothing.
I'm gonna say a few things whether you want me to or not. We got a lot to talk about, Richard. Now that we can finally talk.
Why have you... What is it that offends you so much about our attempt to construct something better?
You mean your attempt to control people? Amplifying your hypnotic techniques with some kind of social enhancer? Keeping people from talking back, from questioning you?
I don't think you understand. Please. These people want to be here. We need each other.
How ugly must the world have looked to you to go to these lengths? To actually believe that this was some kind of alternative?
We chose to start over. To escape what society had become. What it was turning us into. You may not understand, but they do.
No, I understand. You sought out people who were vulnerable. People like you, who had reasons to run away.
Who do you think they are? There are no missing persons reports. I didn't rip them from warm meals and bamboo linen. For those who wander the sewers at night in search of answers and alternatives, this is as good as it gets. No more hiding, no more running away, no more feeling abandoned. They need me. They need somewhere to feel welcome.
And the ones you don't welcome? Those who try to question or resist, like Visnik, like me? You have no problem rejecting them, threatening them, installing gun turrets to ensure they can never pull back the curtain.
The guns exist only to protect the ideal. Even the most peaceful communities must be prepared to defend themselves.
This isn't a community. It's a magic trick. You've been hypnotizing people, selling them on some fantasy of what you wish the world was like.
He tricked us? I don't understand.
None of it meant anything.
Please, don't leave. He can undermine me all he wants, but he can't change what it's like up there. The decommissioning, the segregation. They will round you up and catalog you. They will do worse.
People need to be guided. Now more than ever. All these things you're trying to run away from, trying to pretend away, no one should have to face them alone. But this isn't guidance. This is just replacing one totalitarian nightmare with another.
I went too far.
He preyed on us.
By a few thousand miles, yeah. And it's time to turn around now, Richard. Time to shut all of this off.
Okay, so now that we had took care of that, we can go up to his office. Make sure you loot the crap out of his office. The most important thing is there's an ebook there, which we definitely want to grab. And then if you go out straight through the door that is like right next to him, if you look to the right, you'll see some crafting parts. But we are coming to the end of this video. We will be back in the next video, which will be Deus Ex Mankind Divided. It'll be part 11. We're going to go and find a whole bunch of... I'm going to show you where a whole bunch of different ebooks are at. So that's what's coming up in the next episode. But before we leave here, we are going to talk to Visnik at least one more time. And then we're going to move on. And it's going to end the video. So, like I said, don't forget to loot this whole place, because there's a whole bunch of stuff like software and everything like that. There's some biocells. There's some neuropazine you definitely want to pick up, because that's how we're going to actually get another ebook at one point in time in the next video, because we're going to trade it for a key code so we can actually gain access to a basement that, I mean, you could break in, but I'm a nice guy, so I actually get neuropazine to the lady. But you'll see. It's coming up. Anyways, this is Psychiatrist saying take care and cheers so long. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, suggest, but most importantly, as always, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, see you in the next vid. Bye-bye.
The rat.
Richard can no longer persuade anyone of anything. The others are free of him now, just like you are.
I'm not a model of separation. I questioned him, and then I'm not one of them anymore. But I'm not one of them.
You were right to question him. The fact that you were able to at all when others couldn't says a lot about your strength of character.
I became I again. Temporary signal failure led them to perceive me as a threat. I started thinking differently. I realized how there's two eyes in Viznik. That's when I figured it all out.
It's a good thing you did. God knows how far this might have gone if Richard had been left unchecked. How many others might have come and been persuaded to stay.
We came to him because we didn't fit the so social schematic, hounded by laws, hated by revolutions. He offered a way out, but there is no way out. Exile from exile is exile.
You're out now, Viznik. There should be nothing more drawing you to this place, to him. You can go anywhere you want. You can do anything you want.
I am alone. I want to be